You're gonna fry for this one. You've really done it now. Well, don't you have anything to say on the matter?
So when we came back, we this time it was all business. We're here to really make a name for ourselves.
Oh yeah,
something good.
So we started out For the Bit Productions.
which, funny enough on how it started, sort of us drifting back together, you know, I reached out to you, Tanner, in an effort of like getting things going again, and you know, I wasn't really sure how that was gonna go, and then you told me about your P1, your short film, which was it's the first thing that's on For the Bit Productions, which has actually gotten, you know, it's probably the only thing in our life that we'll ever get really good feedback on.
The Blue Man demo.
The Blue Man demo, of course.
To be fair, we take a lot more time and pride in what we've done so far.
Well, we also are like, we're way more mature now than we were. We have better resources on hand.
I mean, yeah, we are, because, as I said, we do take a lot more time in our videos. It's more of trying to work and move past to make them seem a little bit more, I don't know, in depth.
I mean, Got Your Number was a 3-day shoot in itself, and even longer for you in the editing room.
Yeah, I mean, it was, if you added up the total amount of time, it was definitely over a day's worth
Of editing.
Right.
Yeah, and then the Blue Man demo, which we filmed a couple months later, that was 2 days of us filming with Jared out at the Blue Man Tunnel.
Yes.
And then another day for Mara's voice acting. Yeah.
And then, you know, the usual editing time.
Yeah.
And that one was a prequel as well as a kind of demo to show off what we had in mind for a show that we're currently still trying to make.
Yes, we're drifting towards a brief hiatus while we sort of pool funds together and try to figure it out.
Yeah. It's too bad we can't just try that out, but
I mean,
you know,
we can't just throw the camera on and go anymore. That's
those
that's
days are
phase
done.
1 stuff. We're done with that now.
Yeah, we've done that before. We're not doing it again.
No, but you know, keeping and joking with our phasing here, I would argue that the Blue Man demo, and possibly even this, I guess, would be thing would, you know, For the Bit Productions really, after the hiatus of the three of us and filming and whatnot, you know, we came back stronger than we ever were before.
Absolutely.
Probably has something to do with schooling, almost.
Yeah,
Maybe.
almost guaranteed for that one.
Probably the equipment that we used from the school.
I mean, Blue Man demo didn't have any special equipment.
True. That was all just our ingenuity.
Yeah.
Moving into phase 3, I mean, we're gonna not be sticking to like suspense and horror. I mean, we're really branching out to most genres.
Mm-hmm.
One day.
I recently worked on trauma that maybe one day will see the light of the day
after some re-editing, maybe
if
some
I
reshoots.
decide that I, you know, if I can come to peace with myself, then maybe it'll go up. You know.
If not, another one joins the vault. You know, the Blue Man demo, and you know, trying to start down a dark road for the first time around really was, you know, the end of this little phase 2 of our lives. And like I said, you know, we've talked a lot about what our plans are going forward and keeping For the Bit Productions alive and making it the best that we possibly can with a lot of different content. You know, we have comedies in mind that I'm not going to name.
Not gonna name drop just yet.
Yeah.
Maybe it has some reboots and some sequels.
Maybe some reboots, some sequels, a
spin-offs.
spin-off sequel,
You never know.
a spin-off prequel. You know, who knows? Because, you know, sometimes you just can't stay away from something, you know.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that you should.
Despite the fact that you should.
You tell yourself you're not gonna go back, and then you're right back there.
And even, I mean, this is something that I feel like sometimes gets forgotten, is that Down a Dark Road spawns back as far as like 2015.
Oh
Yeah.
Like that's when I originally had the idea for it, but we didn't start working on it
And it didn't
until
have that name.
2016. Summer of 2016, we kind of came up with what we wanted the stories to be,
And that was
decided-
after we had, you know, because summer of 2015, we were still working on Therapy Season 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I remember 2016 though, you know, you had the idea for doing a creepypasta and folklore centered horror series, which we were on board for, but it just never really got too far off the ground.
Yeah.
But-
Even then, there were some issues and some things that kind of kept it from happening.
Having the breath of life.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, one day that baby will be made. Not today, though.
For sure. It's
For sure.
definitely. It's definitely high on the priority list.
I mean, it's something that I'd love to do because, you know, especially in present day, we've put a lot of effort into, you know, trying to
Many hours.
get people on the project.
Especially, I think, me.
Yeah.
I've spent countless hours.
You could
Yeah,
absolutely
like,
say that.
honestly,
You could absolutely say
Like,
that.
I spent a lot of time, but I spent a lot of time, but you were working on not only just another script than I was, but also just the concept of bringing it together. You and Ben worked on a lot of stuff for how, you know, where it would have gone beyond what we already planned for.
Locations.
Yeah, I mean, you were
People.
looking at locations. I mean, you busted your ass trying to figure out stuff for it, and
Yeah, this project really
This
was
his
and is
baby.
my baby. Yeah, like I said, I came up with this idea in 2015. I'm still working as hard as I can to try and get it made.
yeah.
It means something to me personally, and I feel like, especially the stories that I wrote and wanted to tell, I feel like move beyond just, you know, horror stories in a lot of ways. They have meaning to me.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are stories that I want to tell.
And I should not be teasing this here, but I've had a pet project that I actually also started working on summer of 2015. I don't know if you remember this, but I at one point had to go I went on a vacation. You can call it that. But on the vacation I did a lot of work, both on the way to the vacation and on the vacation on a script. I don't know if you remember my romance that I was working on,
I do.
that no one ever actually got to see. I wrote a full thing for the romance story, rewrote it, then scrapped it. Months and months and months went by, wrote a new story, scrapped that, and recently, over the last year, I have been working on a new one that, you know, probably still won't see the light of day. One day there will be some type of a finished product that comes out of it, whether it's of any semblance of
Bold words.
these types of videos are always about making promises that you can't keep. If you go
That's
back
what
and
we
watch
do.
if you go back and watch News 1, you know, it talks about
We're name dropping here. We're name dropping.
Oh no.
oof.
We may have just made a mistake.
News 1, Google search it, I'm sure you'll find exactly what you're looking for.
I'm sure you
You
won't.
won't. You probably
But
won't.
anyway, you know, we talked then, you know,
So-
a big talk.
You know, this video is just what we've been. This video is just what we've been doing for years. I mean, it's all about.
The talk.
It's just an ego trip and making promises you can't keep.
We're
Fake it till you make it.
I can't speak for you two, but I am personally a huge narcissist. So all of this just makes me extremely happy, especially when I go back and rewatch it,
Oh my god.
because I do too often.
Did you tape these? No. Is that a fucking camera? No. You're fucking watching it. No. You've been fucking taping me! No, that's part of your dementia.
You're a bullshit.
See, the effects are random per person.
Bullshit, man.
You,
Damn it.
okay?
Son of a bitch!
Are you alright? You alright? Okay, alright. No, he's not.
How are you not seeing him?
I don't
He's
see
fucking dancing.
I don't see anything.
Get back here!
What? No,
How can you not see him?
you just have the dots.
He's right behind
You have the
you.
dots.
He's right behind you.
Everyone.
You can fucking see him.
Alright.
Hey, I'm here.
What are you doing here?
Who the hell is he and why is he here for my therapy?
Alright, look.
What the fuck? You sick motherfucker.
You, why are you here?
I'm here because a year or so ago, I can't remember, I've lost my fucking mind, man.
Really now?
I ended up coming
You always
here
had braces?
once. What braces? I came here a few years ago. I found him in the background after I killed his ass because he went crazy because of your treatment. That's crazy. Wait, hey, buddy. Let me bump some money off you so I can go on my crack. Please. I need it. I need that.
Sorry, I don't have anything to spare.
No! God damn. West side, motherfucker!
Make sure your nipple is your nipple. There you go.
Just the
And anagrams. I want to know if you could do me a favor. I mean, I'm sitting here watching the game, and I don't want to miss this. You know how important this game is to me.
Yeah.
I want you to go downstairs and look for your pills.
Okay.
You know the reason.
Judging from the first two questions, seems correct.
I've never seen gonorrhea or boobs on a standardized test before. That's the kind of the first time I've ever seen anything like that. I don't know if...
Well, you see,
The office
everyone
approves
has to
this.
know this before they leave school. This is a graduation requirement to know these questions.
Like how Hitler rose to power in the BC.
It's
Whatever.
look, if you had read your book and studied properly, you may know the questions to this test. And considering the first answer, which, mind you, it is correct. I mean, everybody likes boobs.
That's what I said.
My favorite three videos start with Collin's third court case, mostly due to the fact that he spent almost an entire night, or maybe it was the entire night, or maybe even longer, I can't even remember at this point, just focusing on the charges that he would bring up against Tanner's character. Just thinking on the sheer amount of charges that Tanner's character had was just ridiculous. Then we go to my personal favorite video that I remember filming was standardized test. And that's mostly due to the fact that me and Joe had our little moment where we of course reference each other's lines. So, and mind you, that's only due to looking back at it. Me sitting there rewatching that video again, it really made me miss that moment right there. And my final favorite video is actually one that I often forget where it comes from. It's a line from Collin who says, like Zoinksio at the top of his lungs, terrified at what's on screen. And it's of him and the rest of us playing white noise.
You tell me to go get someone at camp. Yeah. You're here for dating advice, right?
No! I'm here for mental help.
So dating advice.
fuck is the fine print?
I'll tell you what the fine print is. Get the fuck out of here.
Money back on it, right? But,
Yeah, we totally could.
But there's something better we could do with it. Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Before we do this, I want to just attach this to it.
Okay.
Alright.
You know it.
You will use this in the walking world. It will help you differentiate.
Jesus Christ.
Bullshit.
There's only one of us in here. Oh my god.
Like zoinks, yo!
And Caesar said in his third speech to the people, "Out from the darkness came a fire, and a fire will rise." He also addressed the newly appointed Gurpies matter.
I'm back.
From where?
Tijuana.
Where the fuck did he come from? What?
Been beaten.
Really? To you. So after they roofied you the first time.
Michael, are you okay?
Look, man, you don't raise your voice at me because, you know, I'm a free therapist. I do what I want when I want.
My name is Stu.
Steven? Well, Sean, I actually just had somebody else who had that problem. So, Seamus, I'm looking at your resume. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Please, I'm sorry. Please.
I'm sorry this happened to you. I didn't mean to. Would you like to check? So, talking top 3 videos, it is extremely hard for me to narrow down a list of 3 videos out of the over 100 videos that we have. My number 1 would probably have to be Therapy Season 2, Episode 7, I believe. It's titled Coming Out of the Closet. Is one of the episodes that we strayed very far away from the original concept of a sketch comedy and into the dramatic series that we were trying to make it into. It stars myself, my friend Ben, and Tanner reprises his role as the roof rat from a previous episode, Madison Merce. We had plans to bring back all these characters later, should we ever do a season 3, which didn't end up happening. But moving on from that, my second favorite video would probably have to be, forgetting my own list here. My second favorite video would probably have to be the Blue Man demo that we filmed for the Down a Dark Road series. It really speaks for itself. production-wise, I was a little iffy after we had released it, concerning the quality of the camera. It is very dark, but that aside, it was really one of the best things I think that we've ever made. And it really just shows, how much we've evolved and grown from where we started. And third and final video out of my top 3 would probably have to be the Therapy Season 2 finale. Much like we stated at some point, it was the end of an era, and the new ending that we filmed for it and the way we edited it, for the chaos that it is, for better or for worse, it's good. For me at least, it's good. My favorite moment from filming, actually, though, is not from any of those 3. There is a video on the For the Bit channel, the original For the Bit channel, and it's a fight scene between Tanner and Joe, and they choreographed it for a few hours before they finally filmed it. And I still have the video that I took on my iPod at the time, just of them doing the choreograph. And at one point, Joe jumps into the air and to bring his fist down, hit Tanner. And in the choreographed fight, it misses. But in one of their test runs, I was recording it, Joe hits his fist off of the ceiling, and you can it's a very loud hit off of the ceiling. He cut his hand. I don't know what it is when it comes to filming or really doing anything with your friends, but the moment that somebody actually gets hurt, but it's not too bad, those are always, for some reason, the best memories.
We're gonna get wasted. I still don't know who it was.
Dude, get the needle!
Yeah. Mr. Shang with the Gyarados splash.
So you have to do this. Now, Philip.
Everything seems to be in order here.
I'm here for the MMA fight. There's a lot.
Okay.
Go sit down. Just tell me what happened. Maybe you'll win this court case. You never know.
Probably not.
Shut up.
You don't got no good lawyer like me.
This boy is innocent. That man is guilty.
Oh, you can use the sedation now.
You know what? This man did not stop that puppy.
Yeah, I did it.
Are you switching side? I don't understand.
You sit down there.
I'm sorry. You can't do that.
I'm your new lawyer. Pleased to meet you. I have evidence that this man did not stop that puppy.
What just happened? I think you're guilty.
I am.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't send him to jail.
There are no reasons. Do it now. My name's Mo. What are you gonna do with your left hand? Right hand.
I'm gonna shove my left.
My name's Mo.
Can't you see we're talking?
This is the part where you all say, "Hi, Mo."
Fuck yourself.
Fuck you, Mo.
You.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
I already told you.
All right. So tell us again.
So,
All right. Enough information.
Yeah. Yo, Murph, man, you fucked my bitch!
Motherfucker, I'm about to fuck you!
Oh, fuck, man.
The fuck out of here, asshole!
Eat my motherfucking ass. What you doing here in my... Oh, shit, man. Oh.
Really? Oh. Alright. But you really thought I was gonna come here? Just... alone?
What does that mean?
What's up, bitch ass? Yeah, that's right.
You're making a mistake.
Surprise! Ha ha ha, that's right. Are they kidding me? Like, those rotten bastards trying to mark me up on some kind of health violation? I mean, who do they think they are? When was this so-called law made that you couldn't put 12-year-olds in a sweatshop? My lord.
Hi, have you ever had your clothes stolen? It doesn't feel good. We are speaking from experience, but we are here to help you.
So first you must quietly open the door. Then you must sneakily take out the guard, cover his mouth so no one can hear him, and drag him behind the door into the shadows. Then reclose the door. Reopen the door, and you quietly tippy-toe over to the drug dealer.
On break!
Promise it won't happen again. I've finished what I need to do. It's resolved.
I understand.
The hooker is not living there anymore.
Smile for the camera.
This is my final resting place.
Here we are, looking back over 5 years. Some of my favorite of our creations, I gotta say, definitely, I think one thing that turned out really well was the Therapy Season 2 finale. It's a really great send-off, and the way we edited it, it goes from what I think is, really funny comedy, straight into a drama, into like a suspense, thriller, horror aspect at the end. And I feel like, these are very jarring turns, but I feel like everything kind of happens smoothly when we're going through it. So I think it turned out really well. Another one for me was the Blue Man demo, which we made this year. I think that, despite just being something that was filmed for the sake of trying to promote the main series, that it works really well as a standalone and quality-wise turned out really well. Heck, I even accidentally frightened myself with it one time whenever the song that we made for the video, the song that I myself recorded, randomly came on in autoplay when I thought I was listening to music on Spotify, but it turns out that I had switched over to YouTube for a song that I couldn't find on Spotify. And so whenever that came on in the autoplay, I freaked out. And so I felt like that was a testament to it being, somewhat scary. And then for me, another one of my favorite videos that we've done is a podcast that we made. And there was one particular episode where we talk about the hijinks of a particular Russian man and his transformer of a child. And it's one of the funniest things I think we've ever recorded easily. And as far as favorite memories from filming, I gotta say for me, a major one was the first court case. We've talked a lot about those. I think those 3 videos hold a special place for all 3 of us, but for me, the first one that we recorded, Michael's court case, has to be the one, pretty much given because it was the very first one. None of us really knew where it was going to go or what we were doing. It was just an idea that we had of us pretending to be, lawyers and a judge in a court, and trying to, defend and prosecute over just ridiculous charges that were not exactly clear to anyone. There was pretty much a misunderstanding of, amongst everyone as to really what the charges exactly were and who was the guilty one. And that's something that kind of, a reoccurring thing that kind of continued throughout all three of the court cases. And then for me, another video that was one of my favorites to film was Madness at Murph's, which was a one-off episode as part of the therapy series that we made, in which we all basically spend 5 days straight in a bar called Murph's, and just kind of, the inner conflicts of this wide group of people inside this bar. And it was so much fun to shoot, I feel like the reason that our comedy stuff works so well, and especially for us, why we love it so much, is just, we all know how to make each other laugh. To us, each other are the funniest people in the world. And so it's so much fun when we get together and shoot something like that. None of us have any idea what the other one has in their head and what they're about to say, and so it's just raw us, playing off of each other, and I think that's something really cool and fun and special. For me, this is more than just, a business thing for me. I've been spending 5 years of my life doing this now. I just from one night deciding to film something and all of this coming from it is really crazy. And it's, like I said, it's more than just a business thing. This is what I did for fun and what I would consider the best years of my life. There's no one out there that is or will ever be a bigger fan of For the Bit than I am.
See, this is why we need cameras rolling all the time.
Seriously.
Genius.